Hello class, I am Mauricio Paz, and now we're gonna explain the term German participation in the Spanish Civil War. First of all, we're gonna do a context of what is Spain, the Spanish Civil War, and a very short context. That was when Spain in the mid-1930s was deeply divided between Republican and nationalist forces. These divisions, exacerbated by the Great Depression and ideological polarization, erupted into a civil war in 1936. The Republic, supported by the Soviet Union and the International Prize, faced the nationalists led by Francisco Franco and backed by fascist powers like Italy and Germany. A key factor in the global peace in 1939. This was when the Spanish Civil War was a brutal conflict that was from 1936 to 1939. That was like the during that served as a testing ground for the new military tactics and ideologies. It was microcosm of the larger geopolitical struggles of the era, and the involvement of foreign powers, particularly Germany, significantly accelerated the descent into a World War II. Okay, this is a background in Spanish Civil War. So now we can see the who are the key figures like Francisco Franco, nationalist leader, Adolf Hitler, like the supporter of the nationalists, and Benito Mussolini, like the Italian support, the years that I say, and the background of the Spanish Civil War. So, okay. Now Germany's role. Um, in Germany's role, there was several key factors. But the three most important were, and the first one, testing ground for new military and for military technology. That was when the conflict provided an opportunity for the German military to experiment with new weapons and tactics, such as um, weapons, dive bombers, and coordinated airstrikes. The second one key factor is a ideological solidarity. That was when the Nazi regime saw the Spanish nationalists, led by Francisco Franco, as ideological allies in their fair fight against communism and democracy. And the last one key factor is a strategic considerations. That was when, by supporting Franco, Germany aimed to weaken France and retain its primary geopolitical rivals. Germany involvement. The German involvement in the Spanish Civil War was multifaceted, but I'm gonna resume into terms. The Condor Legion and the military equipment and personnel. The first one, the Condor Legion, is when this kind of elite air force unit played a crucial role in the supporting the nationalist forces. It is devising air raids, particularly on the best town of Guernica, showcase the destructive power of modern warfare. And the second one, the military equipment and personnel, was when Germany provided significant amounts of military hardware, including tanks, artillery, and aircraft to the nationalists. Additionally, German military advisors and engineers helped to train and equip for Franco forces. Okay. The quotes is what say like phrases that say some person important of the term, and you need to explain what are the phrases. The first one, and say it about Adolf Hitler, is when he say Spain is not just a distant country in Europe, it is the future of Europe. The explanation of this is when Hitler viewed Spain as a crucial to Europe's future, seeing the Spanish Civil War as a part of a larger battle between fascists and communism, and his involvement showed Germany's aim to strengthen fascist power and prevent the spread of communism, contributing to recent tensions that would lead to World War II. And now a quote of a historical comment said by Paul Preston, that was, the Spanish Civil War was the first great confrontation between fascists and communists, setting the stage for World War II. And I agree that, yes, I completely agree, because the Spanish Civil War was an early conflict between fascists that was supported by Germany and Italy, and communism, highlighting the ideological divisions that will escalate into World War II. Germany's involvement was part of its strategy to combat communism and test military tactics, contributing to the breakdown of international peace. Now, the political cartoon. Okay, the political cartoon is like something that, and in resume is something like the do like kind of comics of that age, yeah, but like in process, because in that age you can protest, so you need to do like these draws or comics and to protest. To this image has a significant. This particularly has a origin that was in between these between this them, yeah, and his purpose was like be humorously critics foreign countries' involvement in the Spanish Civil War, suggesting that they were treated into lightly or with indifference, like you can see. And but now we want to see the content, because the content that you can see is like two foreigners. You can see the woman and the man are dressing in civilian clothes, arriving in Spain and being questioned about their presence. They respond by saying they are coming for a civil war, which highlights the absurdity of their appearances compared to the seriousness of the situation. So you can see how, and this way to say, how this war was very important, but most people saw it like external spectacle, like in second plane, like it's done very important. So that is what and like try to communicate this image, and kind of gives the value of that the people need to realize that. And now the critical thinking, I do a timeline of that. And of the critical thinking, I'm gonna choose three. The following are the rest that are stringing faces alliances, showed the weakness of democracy in resisting aggressions, and allowed Germany to perfect strategies for future wars. Now the consequences and legacy. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. The consequences and legacy of this war, yeah, was the Germanic intervention that was in the Spanish Civil War had for a had very reaching consequences. First of all, and it accelerated arms race in Europe and demonstrated the effective of new military technologies. In second, it estranged the Berlin-Rome axis and laid the groundwork for the alliance between Germany, Italy, and Japan. And finally, the Spanish Civil War was served as a dress rehearsal for World War II, anticipating many of the tactics and strategies that will be used in a larger conflict. Yeah, this was like it tried to tell, and this tried to tell us that was like a rehearsal, like I said. And also, the Spanish Civil War remind us of the dangers of extremism and the importance of defending democratic values, and the legacy of this conflict remains also relevant today as it teaches us that the devastating consequences of war and the need to work together to build a more peaceful world. Now, what I do this time and what sources I use. Well, I'm gonna explain this in two terms. That why did I choose each source for research, and how does each sources contribute to the comprehensive understanding of this PPT presentation. Well, the first one I and choose each source for the research. First of all, I choose a mix of primary documents and scholarly articles and reputable websites like confiable websites to for credibility and relevance, and different perspective also to have a much of the different opinions and compare it to the facts to have the best information possible. Um, how I these sources contribute to the comprehensive understanding of the to the event. I think because how I say like view different opinions and view different point of view and different sources and different websites and different and kind of sources like primary and secondary give me like all the information to see what the people think and the different opinion of what think and compare it to the facts. So when you do that, I think you can associate to the most to the most exactly information. So well, class, that's all. Thanks for the attention. That's all.